introducing. Oh, thank you. All right. And all of that rambling has been recorded, but it was one of the things that you can request to have your speech recorded, and that's something that can be done. And you know, arrange that with the host, and that can be done. And for Kris's objectives about her project, that'll be explained to us by Sally Isley, her evaluator. Sally.
Thank you, Larry. Tonight, Kris is going to be giving a speech from the Engaging Humor path. This is a level 3, Connect with Storytelling. The purpose of this project is for Kris to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Larry.
Thank you. And our theme tonight is Fall Harvest. But our next speaker is going to focus on a great fall. Think back to the days of your childhood, riding bikes with your friends, not a single care in the world, besides what mom was making for dinner that night. Please welcome Kris Pool, DTM, and her story, What a Great Fall. Kris.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. That's what I had. I had a great fall. I was in the summer, early fall, between kindergarten and first grade. Loved to ride my bicycle. It wasn't actually my bicycle. I was the youngest of 5 kids, so it was a hand-me-down. Think back, the big, huge handlebars, you're sitting going on there, the big, long, faded green and white striped banana seat. That's the bike I was riding. I was going to race. I was going to race Jenny Barth. She was the girl who lived across from us in the house across the alley from us. We would start in front of our garages, race to the end of the alley, which was only 4 houses down, and then going down our entire block, meet up at the alley again, and race back up to our garages and see who was going to win. The cards that were stuck in the spokes made this really cool flipping sound. It was fantastic. I knew I was going to win. My side of the street was a nice, smooth sidewalk, just slightly slanted downhill. Jenny's side, every other sidewalk block, it had a crack or a fault or something was wrong. I knew I was going to win this race. When I was that age, however, I had the tendency that when I was riding my bike, wherever I would look, that was the direction I steered. Shh. I still do that sometimes in the car. Shh. Not so bad, but every once in a while. I'm racing, I'm going, we're set. And I'm getting closer to the front of our house. And mom and dad are outside. They're doing the yard work. They're getting ready for autumn. And they have to rake the leaves. They're pruning the bushes. At that time, in the front of our house, between our house and the neighbor, there was a long hedge, the entire width of our lawn. Well, as I waved and smiled at my parents because I'm the winner, I'm going to win this race, they're going to be proud of me, I turned and kind of steered, bam, and fell into those hedges. It was my great fall. Dad, mom, rush over, help me get up. Bike, you just had to kind of twist the tire with the handlebars, straighten them out. Okay, that was fine. Yeah, that didn't quite happen as easily, though, for my face. I had a fat lip that was to the ear. It hurt, and within a day, my 2 front teeth turned black. My teeth died. called the dentist. And well, he couldn't do anything until that fat lip, the swelling went down. So after about 3 weeks, went into the dentist and he said, sorry about your fall, but we're going to have to pull those teeth. And he pulled some pliers out. And of course, in my mind, they were this big. And he went, yank. Obviously, that's not exactly how it happened. But again, in my mind as a child, yanked. I've bad experiences with pliers and medical personnel. That's another story. I see Kathy just laughing, but that's what this scar is from. Anyway, he pulled out my 2 front teeth. And that's all I wanted for Christmas that year. Took me home, my mom from the dentist. And what does she do to celebrate the fall harvest? She made corn on the cob. How do you eat corn on the cob without 2 front teeth? I'm a little vampire. She dared to cut the corn off the cob. And at 6, 7, 8 years old, however old I was at that time, corn cut off the cob, it is not the same. It is not. It tastes different. As an adult, every year we freeze our corn and we cut the corn off the cob. Tastes absolutely wonderful, tastes exactly the same. But again, young child, corn cut off the cob is not the same. Go in to school and I have this big, huge space. Things progress. Nice, we're fine, we're good. Mom takes me back to the dentist for a follow-up. And we find out that because of the space, my teeth they did not fall out on their own. So the rest of the teeth started to move backwards in my mouth. So they had to put braces, or what they told me was braces. But it was not your typical braces, the metal things on the front of your teeth. No, this was a metal wire glued to the upper back molar. And then it was a wire that came to the front and came to the front. And then these 2 pieces were put together by a screw. Mrs. Niehaus, 1st grade, she did not like me. One day I felt some pain in my mouth. The screw came undone. 1 piece, dong, the spring, the metal was poking in the roof of my mouth. Dong, the other piece shoving into my tongue. It hurt. Mrs. Niehaus, I need to go home. And I wasn't speaking that clearly because, again, I have metal in my tongue and in the roof of my mouth. Be quiet. Just sit there, be quiet. Mrs. Niehaus, I have to go home. Just be quiet. I went and got up from my desk, went up to her, and I went, so she could literally see the metal pieces in my mouth on the roof and my tongue. She said, go home. So I did. Mom took me to the dentist. He pried off because it was glued, literally glued to my teeth. Dentist pried them off, and then he had to make a new set of braces. It was a great fall. I've learned to appreciate corn off of the cob. I've learned to be more careful and not turn as I'm looking. Happens once in a while, but not all the time anymore. So it was okay. I'd like to leave you with these parting words of autumn. Autumn whispered to the wind, I fall, but always rise again. This is by Angie Wyland Crosby. I got up from my fall in those hedges, and I'm here today, and I have some pretty white teeth. Mr. Toastmaster.